everybody, this is Calvin Waite. I trade crypto for a living. I'm not a registered or licensed financial advisor, planner, or broker, so nothing on this channel should be taken as a recommendation to buy or sell. I also trade all of these things, so I probably have a vested interest in there. But there's plenty of entertainment value and lots of education, so this will be awesome. For those of you who didn't know, my subscription channel is live. So look at the link in the description over at cryptoinfluencers.com and you can see how I make all of my trades and what I do and what I think about everything. This channel is for more hypothetical and looking at trends, and the other one is for actual trading, so you might be interested in that. All right. Happy Tuesday, everybody. We are going. Major change to the Pro channel. I'm now doing my videos in the morning, so pretty cool. I'm really liking that new schedule. But that makes the free video a little bit later, so anyway, you have to be patient with me on that. So one quick reminder, I am giving away $100 to 10 people. So $1,000, all you have to do is subscribe to my free channel on cryptoinfluencers.com, and you helped me crack 100. We are definitely early. Just starting this thing. I know it's going to grow slowly and whatever, but I'd rather it be organic than fake. So very cool. Thanks for your support, guys. I'm excited to give out my $100 to 10 people, and we're just going to slowly grow and keep things together. This is the fun part of the market. I know it doesn't feel like a lot of fun because we are, prices are down. We're kind of a depressing stage, but this is the time when the best opportunities are here. So for those of you who are here, kudos. We're going to have a sweet, sweet future. And I'm just excited to do this indefinitely. So when things get hot, you guys are the ones I owe for being here with me. Let's look at Bitcoin. The best part about today is that the S&P lost 1.44% and Bitcoin is absolutely flat as can be. I was kind of frustrated yesterday that we had a failed breakout and because the market crashed pretty good yesterday, and the market continues to crash. I'll just pull up S&P for 4 days in a row now. Felt mostly in the last 3 days. So in the last 3 days, we've had a pretty significant run downwards. 3 black crows. We're pulling back down pretty hard. The S&P has crossed the 20, and now it's finding support on the 100. But I feel like things are unraveling. We're not going to get much support out of the broad markets. So if Bitcoin can hold its head up with the S&P crashing, then we're in a good place. So back to Bitcoin. This is the chart that we've been watching. We're above the 20. The 20 is fairly flat but sloping upwards. Today was about as quiet as a day you could get. If I go to 4 hour, you can see how today has been completely flat. We've had a lot more action over the last few days, and we're just right here. But yeah, we're still watching this move. We've had a consolidation, a dip for support, and another consolidation. Timing-wise, we're about there. We're about ready to do it. If this little dip and running up for support, running up to our next move is any lead indicator, here's our dip. We're flattening, and I would expect us fairly soon to start moving up again. And on the 4 hour, if you'll notice, what do we have here? We've got our 50 curving upwards. We have our 200 coming down. If we get a golden cross on the 4 hour, that will be magic. It will be magic. That is something we want to see. When we were building momentum, when the skies had opened and we were ready to rock and roll, before we were just wiped out by FTX, this golden cross was kind of the, here we go, we're moving. And the last time we had a golden cross on the 4 hour was way back here, July of this year. So July was our golden cross, and then we had a death cross, and we had a near miss here, and then we finally had our official golden cross here. So this was this was our big shot. Well, we have made it long enough that we're starting to get there. Within a couple days, our 4 hour is going to have a golden cross again, and this structure is an explosive setup. Our consolidation down here is going to pay off. And if you don't believe me, let's go look at the AI. This is very, very fascinating. So this was yesterday's close. We had, you know what we're missing? This is not yesterday's close. That was 2 days ago. All right, let's update this together. Let's get it. I need to, so yesterday we had an open. Oh, that was the 5th. Okay, all right. All I need to do is update. Let me just click this here. I was going to talk more about this data point, but it's okay. So anyway, I put in today's data, and here's our yesterday's kind of fake rally. Here's our current doji. It's not fully closed. We got 2.5 hours. But one thing I wanted to point out, and this is the exciting part. We don't have an official close, so that means our numbers are not spectacular, but look at the variance. Our variance is now below 20% on all data points, and if we closed here, here being, I've put it was 16,978. Yeah, that's totally exactly where we are. 16,978 is where we are right now. If we were to close here, we have a very, very precise data set. The majority of our data is below, well, all of it's below 20%. And we even have our best case scenario, which is sitting right here at 10% variance. This is the best variance we've seen in like months. So this is a very, very, Bitcoin's percent moves over different samples, from a percent drop standpoint, from a percent being level and moving up recently and then flattening out. We are mirroring September 10th of 2015 almost perfectly. It's unbelievable. And I showed this yesterday, but if we look at 2015, September, this is what we were doing. We had already put in our low. We had already had a bit of turmoil, and then we had this move. So this is the piece we're not matching perfectly in our current AI. But we had a significant drop. We had a significant drop. We had a little valley. And the 10th is the magic day. So right here, this is the day that we're matching most precisely. And if we were to experience the same percent drops, the same percent flattening, a move to a higher range, if we had a little bit more consolidation or at least some sort of support, we're ready to rock and roll. And I feel like, I mean, this would be a phenomenal outcome, right? I mean, we're on the precipice of this. That is very similar to this situation that we've created here. Well, if you look at some of the other ones, it's interesting that there are a couple of patterns that come out. Look at this one. This scenario is pretty unbelievable. And it's so unbelievable because it mirrors very closely and it has this consolidation, and then it shows a move to a higher range, and it's not showing in the data yet. But this same scenario comes back again in our third best one. It's just moved over. So the drop lines up slightly different. Here's our little fake out to the downside right here. And we didn't quite have the move upward that we have here, but this is a pretty similar looking chart. And this would build into our next move. Guess what our next best scenario is? Same time frame. This is the 2015 September area, so I'll skip that. And here's another one, just a different time frame. Different time frame. So we are matching this scenario 7 out of 10 times. And, you know, especially this one is very compelling, how you can just see these moves happening move for move through here. We're just so close to an actual breakout. We're rounding out. Our averages are coming down. I think there is a green move at some point coming up here, and it's got to be fairly soon, because we haven't seen it yet. We haven't seen a relief rally from the SBX thing, FTX. We've only had this, and I would say that in this chart there is one resistance that we haven't tested, and that is this 17,500. We almost did yesterday, but we're really leveling out. We're finding support, and we're now consolidating in a higher range. I think it's only a matter of time that we start to move and have an attempt at a higher move. If it's almost like it's a pretty good win-win situation here, because even if we pull back a little bit and hit this support line here, it will just simply create a cup and handle situation. So either we go up and attempt the 50, or we come back down, find support, and then do it anyway. I think there are several ways we can do it, but either way, we're going to see some upside. And long term, this could spell good things. The reason I have so much confidence that we'll move up is that we've had such a good consolidation without any relief down at a range where there's a gap. There's a gap between the bottom of this and the top of this. There's this missing space here, and this will absolutely get filled in at some point. And so will it be fast? I mean, will we, because normally you would come up and you would struggle against this resistance, because there's a huge resistance here. You'll see it a little better on the KuCoin chart, where I've actually drawn some lines. Actually, this might even be a better one. Yeah, I like this one. This is Mexi Global's data. You can see how we've hit this bottom so many times. It's so clean. And then we just dropped right through it. And we have not had any attempt at trying this level again. This level is at 19,000 pretty much. Yeah, about 19,000. So at some point, we have to test it. Even if we're bearish and we reject off of it, we still have to touch it. And so anyway, this is the kind of stuff that I'm looking at least short term. There has to be some kind of relief. And I've been making some trades recently expecting this move. So I'm looking for coins that have the best short-term setup for a move, because even if we eventually get up into this range and then we reject and then we struggle some more, there's a ton of upside on the table for this small percentage move. Do I think we'll reject either off the 50 or this trading range here? Yeah, I don't think we'll go blowing through it, which is fine. If we hit this, reject, and then find support, as long as our support manages to be higher than this, then we're still looking at a pretty bullish case. But there's a lot of money to be made between this range anyway. So that's exactly why I'm watching for this and sort of planning for it in my own trading. So someone wanted me to talk about YFII, and so I will just quickly look at it. I don't know really anything about the actual coin itself, but I certainly can see some things in the structure. First of all, I can see that there is a slow build and then a huge drop. This was our, November 21st. Pretty sure that was our special. No, it was not. Okay, so what that tells me is that this was pretty manufactured. Seems like somebody's manipulating this coin pretty good. Somebody's been coaxing it up nice and slowly, gaining the confidence of other investors, and then they just dumped the crap out of people's faces. So this is going to be a little bit of a risky coin to be investing in, and so I'd probably keep my positions extra small here, and don't be afraid to take profits. Would I buy in at this point? No. If you get a candle this big without any warning, and it's essentially following a fall like this, chances are not good that you're going to recoup this very quickly, and especially if you have a quick move to attempt it, there's a very, very low chance that this is going to recoup the top, which means it's going to top out somewhere before then, and then we're going to come back down. I am betting that there will be plenty of time to buy this at 1,000 if you're interested in this. But yeah, this is not one that I'd be looking for a long position in, because you have very limited upside even if you get it at all. And with this looming recently behind you without much of a consolidation, this is going to fall apart. So I'd be more interested in going short on this than long. But anyway, that's my opinion on that. If you have any questions or want me to look at a coin, you can always drop that in a comment somewhere. So, but anyways, let's take a quick look at Ethereum. Ethereum is the one thing that Ethereum has done is that it has come back up to this where we've had a consolidation and found support, and then had our wild swing. We have, in fact, revisited that. This I would technically call a rejection off of a prior resistance. So where this was support, it just became resistance. So in other words, we've rejected off of a prior support. So this is going to need another run. I feel like Ethereum's probably going to have to drop back to the 20. And if it can find support off of this price range around 12,020, somewhere in there, if it can find support and then pull back up into the 1300s, then it's got a very realistic shot at moving out. But I think this might take some time. Bitcoin making the move first would speed up the process. So that's kind of my opinion on that. Everything else is really quiet. There's no surprises. There's no double-digit gainers out of nowhere. I think everything is being traded pretty cautiously, just because Bitcoin is absolutely as flat as can be. Super, super quiet day. The question is this is a reversal candle in almost many cases. When you see a candle like that at the top of an obvious move, here's a reversal, then you know kind of which direction we're headed. The question about this candle is it the top of this move? I mean, I don't think so. We're not really at the top of anything here. In fact, the argument is more like we kind of got to here and we slowly kind of had a bull flag sell off a little bit. If we have a reversal candle of any kind, it would probably be a reversal candle to push us back up rather than down. So we'll see if I'm right on that one, but this is a strange place to have this. I mean, a lot of this feels very indecision candle-like, You know, when you've got red, then green, then red, then green, then red, you're doing a wave pattern, and you have no idea. There's no direction that's taken hold. So I think we're still waiting for that direction to come. In 2 hours, who knows? Maybe we travel back to the top of this and nothing changes. But just looking at this formation here, it would be a little interesting if we had a doji in the middle, at the end of a sideways move for 5 candles. Anyway, all right. I've pontificated enough about Bitcoin for one day. I'm holding steady. It's fun to look at this. Every little detail makes a difference. I'm absolutely loving the fact that our 200 has dropped so far. We're now below our most recent candle body high. And if it keeps dropping, we're going to have a really nice consolidation. The 200 doesn't have to consolidate. It's the 50 and the 100 that are the big ones. If we can get both of these down to price action and we finally get closes above the 50 and 100, then we've got a real significant chance of moving. And then the 200 just gives us a stopping point to gain some footing when you keep going. But short term, I feel like we're moving up, even if we end up being bearish overall. But if the AI is telling us anything, we've seen this pattern before. Bitcoin has done this before. And what happens is we have a nice drop, we have a consolidation, and then it blossoms into strength. And it takes patience, you know. I mean, this is a months-long move, but the chance of upside is much, much higher than a chance of downside. Every case shows green a month to 2 months from now, and this is based on a very, very tight variance. So it's just looking good. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully Bitcoin can move even with the S&P falling on its face, because I think it's going to be ugly for the next little while. All right, guys, thanks for being here. It's super great to be able to do this and share my thoughts with people that are curious. And we'll catch y'all tomorrow. Thanks for making it to the end of my video. Make sure you keep those trades small. Don't force a trade. Don't get impatient. And if you want to see how all this works, please come over and check me out on the subscription channel at cryptoinfluencers.com. Again, the link is in the description.